Attention! A large majority of older adults are quietly losing muscle every day, and most don't realize what's happening. Doctors often frame it as normal aging, but that phrasing hides an important truth. After about age 70, your body's muscle-building pathways change, and the foods your grandparents relied on don't always work the same way for you anymore. This script opens with that sharp, urgent hook and then promises a counterintuitive solution. 6 everyday seeds that, when used properly, can restore muscle-building ability in older adults. The tone is dramatic by design. It's meant to wake people up, but the core idea is simple and practical. Certain seeds contain protein and micronutrients that are unusually well-suited to supporting muscle maintenance and repair in later life. The video builds trust by using relatable stories, Margaret, Barbara, and making the seeds feel familiar instead of exotic. That's smart. People are more likely to try something that feels accessible. Starting the seed list at number 6, the script begins with sunflower seeds. The rewritten wording keeps the message intact. Sunflower seeds are protein-dense, about 21 g per 100 g in the script's numbers, contain all essential amino acids, and are rich in vitamin E and arginine, nutrients that protect muscle cells from oxidative damage and improve blood flow. The narrative emphasizes not just the raw numbers but how to use them. Buy raw, unsalted sunflower seeds, soak them overnight to reduce phytic acid and improve enzyme activity, and lightly roast at low temperature if desired. Timing matters here too. In the original, eating a small handful within 30 minutes after activity amplifies benefits by taking advantage of the post-activity anabolic window. That practical advice stays. I've softened hype language while preserving all claims and instructions. The seeds are not a miracle cure, but a powerful, inexpensive way to stack nutrition in favor of muscle. The rewrite keeps the University of Illinois example and the grip strength result to illustrate practical outcomes, but presents them as a study reported rather than as absolute gospel, which reads more like a real human presenter summarizing research. The personal anecdotes, Margaret, Barbara, remain in place, slightly tightened for flow. Overall, Section 1 keeps the core story and actionable details. The urgency, the problem, age-related loss of anabolic responsiveness, sunflower seed facts, preparation steps and timing, but trades some of the overblown claims for clearer, simpler phrasing that sounds like a knowledgeable host speaking to a concerned, practical audience. Continuing the list, the script moves into seeds 5 and 4 and keeps the same structure. A bold claim, supporting science, real-life examples and clear preparation tips. The rewritten passages preserve every key fact while smoothing phrasing and removing repetitive promotional language so the voice feels human and credible. At number 5, sesame seeds get spotlighted. The original emphasizes their high-quality protein, about 18 g per 100 g, and a unique compound said to boost muscle protein synthesis. I retain the important nutrients: sesame's methionine content, minerals, calcium, magnesium, iron, and the practical tip to toast sesame briefly, 2 to 3 minutes, to increase digestibility. Tahini is left as a recommended form. 2 tablespoons daily as an easy, spreadable source that can be added to crackers, dressings, or stirred into yogurt. The script's claim that sesame can improve overnight recovery is kept, but phrased more conversationally. Eating sesame in the evening may support sleep and recovery because of magnesium and other factors. The Tokyo University example is preserved as a reported study rather than an absolute guarantee, and the anecdote about Robert, improved strength and sleep, remains because stories help viewers connect. Number 4 shifts to flax seeds. The rewritten version keeps the core science. Ground flax delivers protein, is rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3, lignans and arginine/glutamine, all relevant to reducing inflammation and aiding muscle repair. Crucially, the instruction to grind flax is emphatic and unchanged. Whole seeds pass through undigested. Practical preparation tips remain. Grind fresh in a coffee grinder or by pre-ground and store in the freezer to avoid oxidation. 2 tablespoons daily mixed into oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothies is the recommended habit. The original molecular claims have been toned to a clear human explanation. Flax's omega-3s and lignans support insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation, making it easier for muscles to rebuild after activity. The Canadian study referenced is preserved as an example of a reported effect, and the advice to pair flax with probiotic-rich foods, yogurt, kefir, is kept because it's an actionable, low-risk tip that can realistically improve nutrient access. Both seed sections keep their practical how-to elements. Soaking, toasting, grinding, timing, and all of the important nutrient claims remain. The reframed language aims to sound like an experienced presenter giving measured, evidence-aware advice rather than overheated marketing. Now we reach seeds 3 and 2, and the script's tone tightens around strong nutrient claims with concrete, user-friendly directions. The goal here is to preserve the story, preserve the benefits, and keep the same recommendations for preparation and timing, while tightening phrasing so it feels natural and trustworthy. Seed number 3 is pumpkin seeds. The original emphasizes their very high protein density, around 30 g per 100 g in the script, exceptional zinc and magnesium content, and a protein form called cucurbitин, described as anti-inflammatory. The rewrite retains the key points. Pumpkin seeds are a dense, practical source of protein and minerals essential for muscle repair and hormonal support. The zinc and magnesium content is highlighted as particularly relevant because zinc supports repair and testosterone production, while magnesium is involved in the enzymatic machinery needed to synthesize muscle proteins. The story about improved recovery and reduced soreness is left intact, but the language is phrased as researchers reported, to keep the voice human rather than hyperbolic. Preparation guidance is preserved and made concise. Soak pumpkin seeds in salt water for 8 to 10 hours to reduce anti-nutrients, drain and roast at a low temperature, no more than 170 degrees Fahrenheit, for 15 to 20 minutes, and consider a small handful as an afternoon or pre-bed snack to stabilize blood sugar and provide slow-release protein overnight. The original's case study, older adults gaining significantly more lean mass when adding pumpkin seeds, is kept as an illustrative study result, presented as impressive but reported. Seed number 2 is hemp seeds, and the rewritten passage keeps the script's strong emphasis on digestibility and balanced fats. Hemp's high protein content, about 31 g per 100 g in the script, and excellent digestibility rate are retained. The description of edestin, a plasma-like globular protein in hemp, is kept because it explains why hemp protein might be well absorbed by older digestive systems. The rewrite preserves the point about kidney-friendly protein, a practical benefit for older adults who may need to moderate total protein for kidney concerns. Hemp's omega-6 to omega-3 balance and GLA content are preserved as a central advantage. They help reduce systemic inflammation and improve recovery speed. The script's practical advice stays: hemp seeds are easy to use, sprinkle on salads, oatmeal, yogurt, soups, require no grinding and are best consumed spread across the day, 3 to 4 tablespoons total, to maintain steady amino acid availability. The frank anecdote, opening jars again, moving furniture, remains in the rewrite because it humanizes the benefits. This section keeps the original science-focused claims and how-to steps but trims some promotional flourishes and tightens transitions so the voice reads like an experienced host sharing clear, evidence-aware tips. Seed number 1 in the original script is chia seeds, and the rewrite preserves the seed's central role while clarifying how and why chia can be helpful as part of a day-long strategy. The script's bold claims about chia's gel-forming property, time-release effect, and practical preparation are all kept, but language is adjusted to sound like knowledgeable, practical guidance rather than sensational marketing. Chia's capacity to absorb many times its weight in water and form a mucilaginous gel is central. This is retained and explained. The gel moderates digestion, produces a slow release of amino acids and nutrients, and supports cellular hydration which can trigger anabolic signaling. The script emphasizes leucine content, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, noting that chia provides a steady delivery rather than a quick spike, which can be useful for older adults who often need sustained amino acid availability to stimulate muscle-building pathways. The practical muscle-building chia pudding recipe remains: 2 tablespoons of chia mixed with 1 cup of milk or plant milk, plus a teaspoon of vanilla and a dash of cinnamon, refrigerated overnight. The rewrite keeps the specific timing strategy: a tablespoon in the morning, a tablespoon before physical activity, even a walk, and a tablespoon before bed, the idea being to maintain elevated amino acid levels throughout the day. Those steps are left intact because they're practical and easy to follow. The script's cellular-level explanations, improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, reactivation of satellite cells, are kept but phrased more cautiously as researchers observed, or studies reported, which sounds more human and less promotional. The Mexican study described in the original is preserved as a reported example of measurable improvements: gains in lean mass, walking speed and grip strength following daily chia consumption. The anecdote about Elena, improved balance and reduced falls, remains to illustrate real-world impact. This section also reinforces the theme that timing and pairing matter. Combine chia with other seeds and foods to amplify absorption, e.g., cinnamon for insulin sensitivity, probiotic foods for fiber breakdown. The rewrite maintains the original's technical claims but makes them more conversational and credible, something a real presenter would say to a concerned, practical audience. The original script closes with a combination strategy and a clear action plan, a structure that works well for motivating viewers. The rewrite keeps every crucial element: the daily combo, simple steps to start, and an explicit, achievable plan for the next 24 hours. The language is tightened to feel like a friendly coach giving realistic guidance rather than an infomercial pitch. The daily combo is preserved exactly: start the morning with chia soaked overnight, add ground flax to breakfast for omega-3 and insulin benefits, use pumpkin seeds as an afternoon snack for zinc and magnesium, take sesame, tahini, in the evening to support overnight recovery and sleep, sprinkle hemp seeds throughout the day for steady, digestible protein, and keep sunflower seeds available for post-activity consumption. The rewrite keeps the original note about total daily quantity, less than half a cup, so viewers understand this is an addition rather than a wholesale diet change. Practical, low-friction steps from the original remain. You don't need every seed on day one. Start with what you have. A month's supply costs less than many commercial supplements, and the seeds deliver broader health benefits beyond muscle, heart, brain, bone immunity. The call to action is preserved but phrased more humanly. Get the seeds at a local store if you prefer, or try a starter pack. Join a community if you want recipes and support, and commit publicly if that helps your motivation. The rewritten closing keeps the original social prompts that build engagement: share with a friend, post a photo, join a group, but balances urgency with empathy. The message is, every day counts rather than act immediately or lose everything. Final anecdotes about Margaret, Robert, and Elena are left as brief success examples, closing the video with hope and a clear next step. Try the seeds consistently for 8 weeks and measure simple outcomes: stair climbing, jar opening, playing with grandchildren. Across all 5 sections I preserved the story, studies, preparation methods, and timing strategies while smoothing phrasing and reducing sensational language so the script reads like a human presenter who's confident, compassionate, and evidence-aware. If you'd like, I can now fine-tune tone, more conversational, more clinical, make thumbnails/titles, or break these sections into on-screen cue cards for editing. Which would you prefer next?